Hello everyone, my name is Wahid Lutfi. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is my web university, free educational videos. And you're welcome to just watch these videos, like them, and make some nice comments, as well as if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe it. I'm going to show you today or tonight, which is 4/28/2023. It is 11:50, almost 11:48 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm going to just show you what I have for you tonight. I'm going to cover a sticky bit on Linux operating system. A sticky bit and Umask are the same concept, whether you're using Unix operating system or Linux. The sticky bit concept is the same. It is not something new. Sticky bit was introduced back in 1974 in Unix operating system, and it was on the System 5 Release 4 kind of version, 5th edition of Unix. So I'm going to just talk about the sticky bit and Umask in particular in this version that I'm going to show you, and the demonstration is going to be Linux Red Hat Enterprise version 9, and then it's going to be on a VM platform. So let me just go to the VM, and when you look at the actual VM here, which is right here, this one, I've already opened an external window, and I have run some of the command like a host name to show you what is my host name, and then the version of Linux that I'm just showing you. It is this file cat edc red hat release, and it shows the enterprise version of Linux 9. And then on this file, you can look at the OS release or asterisk dash release. Doesn't matter which file that you look at it, you can see the details of the operating system version. Here I'm doing a long list, a short listing of the directories and files, and print working directory, and then run the calendar. And as you can see, today's date is basically April 28th, and then right now is 11:50 Pacific Standard Time, as you can see. So I'm going to clear my screen here, and I'm going to start talking about the sticky bit first. So the sticky bit, in order to understand the sticky bit, what it is and what is the useful for, you need to understand the concept of temp file system. Clear screen ls-ld/temp. So when we do the ls-ld, what I'm saying is that this /temp show me a directory level, don't give me the content of it. If I don't put a D, -L will give you a long listing, but I want to show you this permissions that is set here. And the first character here that is I'm highlighting with which is D, in this case is represent that /temp as a directory. The next 9 character displays the permissions of the file or the directory. In this case is a directory. So the first 3 shows that it is the owner is root, and root has read, write, execute. The next 3 is showing that the group is also root. Right here you see this is the group. The group is also root, and then that's also read, write, execute. The last 3, which is others, it says read, write, and then T. T, that is the symbol for sticky bit. So when the sticky bit is set, you will see this one instead of X for executable, you will see that this T, meaning that /temp is a sticky bit. What is a sticky bit means is that whoever creates a file, that person has read, write, execute. Everybody else can see the file if the file is just within the group as permission, but you cannot modify it. You cannot modify it, meaning that only the owner and root can modify that directory. A sticky bit, normally you set it for the file, the directory. For files, it does not mean anything. But in the past, when 1974, when memory and process had to run in the memory space, memory was limited, the concept of sticky bit was introduced, so you can have the executable file just after the first run, it could stick on the part of memory, the main memory. So the segment, the text segment of the program will get swapped in back into memory faster the next time that it loads it. That was when the concept of sticky bit was introduced for executable. But no longer people use that one because the memory is so efficient, so fast. When I look at the memory on my computer, this host, I have about 3-H. You can see about 32 gig. I have 15 gigabyte of the machine I allocated for this VM. The actual memory on the Windows machine, if I open my command prompt, and then on the command prompt, if I say system info, and then find a string /I, and then look for memory, and then you can see that I have about 32 gig. You can see that it has 32 gig. But on the VM itself, I allocated on this VM, which is this virtual machine, you can see here, I have allocated 16 gig. So 16 gig, this one is plenty of space on this machine, which is like, I can run top here, and you can see here 15 gig also. And then on the same time, if I clear the screen, say cat/proc/meminfo, 5 more, this also will show me that I have 16 gig for this VM. So the memory is plenty of space. What I was talking about, the sticky bit, I showed you on this directory structure, ls-ld temp, this permission is set here to say that the file and creation of this one is basically with the sticky bit. What does that mean? ls-la, LA meaning that show me a long listing with all files, including the hidden files. So if I say pipe more, you can see all the files are showing, and then this pipe more meaning that this is just show me, so I can see the dot, which is the directory of /temp, the current directory, and this is dot meaning go to the root. So the dot, which is the temp itself, you can see right here, this T is set. That means that directory is there. And then also there's another directory here called font-unix. As you can see, that one is also has the sticky bit is set. So a lot of files that are on the /temp, you can set it. So file sharing could be done. If an owner of a file is like GDM versus root versus Wahidullah, for any users that create touch files, then all of a sudden that person can be the owner of that file. Other people cannot update it, and except root. So what does that mean? If I go back here and show you one more thing, look at this one, and instead of more, I'm going to do f -5, so I can see the first 5 lines. Right here, I told you that this sticky bit set, this Unix dot font is also set. So that means if I just go to the /temp dot font-unix, then I have this directory. Notice ls-la, this dot is for the current one of this dot fonts. And then that is the sticky bit set. And also the parent directory is for the temp itself, which we already checked here. The temp is also already set. So now, if somebody creates a file here, attach a file here, or attach a file on the temp. Let me just go on the temp, and I'm going to just give you a listing here, clear screen. I do this, and then I say, is there a file called dir1? And so ls-ld, dir1 does not exist, or dir1 does not exist, right? So if I say ls-ld, dir1, it doesn't exist, let's create it. I say make dir1. Now ls-ld dir1, it is there, but notice as I create the file, this is a directory, So it shows that this is a directory here. The permission here that is set is 775. How is that one determined? And then this is dot. After that one saying that the parent directory has a sticky bit, and this Wahid is the owner. That means Wahid created, Wahid could modify this one. So if I just type in my ID, I say move dir1 to dir2, and now I say ls minus ld, dir2 is the same situation as dir1. If I just say rm dir2, I could remove it, that's fine. Everything is there. If I'm root, I could do the same thing. But before I just show you the sticky bit, I want to just show you, if I just create a directory called make dir, there's two ways you can create and set the sticky bit on a directory. So the first way I'm going to show you, make dir1, again, ls minus ld dir1, notice that permissions is just 775. And then I'll talk to you about Umask. That's why I'm covering sticky bit along with Umask, so you understand the concept more to see why these options are there. Before I just touch anything else, I'm going to say, what is my current Umask? My current Umask is 0002. That means that as soon as I create a file, it does not set the sticky bit here. If this bit is 1, usually you just have a sticky bit set. So I could say make dir, or just say, let's say change directory of the dir1. I'm going to just say change mode 1775. So the dir1 is was having this option. As you see that the dir1 was having the option of the permission. So I kept that everything else except I just set the sticky bit on it with the T. Now, if I go to the directory 1, cd dir1, and I say touch this file, as soon as I touch this file, notice that this file is there, the ownership is there, everything on this file is okay. But if another person comes in and just modify this one with dir1 or this file, then that person cannot do that one. So let's just see if I can do search user dash, I'm gonna search a user to Wahidullah. I have another account there, and I'm gonna type in as the password for Wahidullah. Now I type in Wahidullah. So I created a sticky bit on the dir1 with user Wahid. Let's say I go back to temp1 and dir1, and then I say ls minus l, and then making sure that dir1 was the directory. Yeah, dir1 was the directory. And notice on the dir1, if I do ls minus la, I see the file this also, but the user is Wahid Dullah. So let's see if I can just say rm this. And then as soon as I try to rm it with this user, notice because of the sticky bit, it may not allow me. So it says that remove write protected regular empty file this. I say, okay, let's just move it this, move this to that. That's not also gonna be permitted. Okay, because why? Because I don't have the ownership on that directory. I'm this user. Now I exit out of this one. Now on this user, I'm just back to Wahid with the user Wahid. So ls minus la, I'm on the directory dir, and then I see that this. So I'm gonna say move this to that. I can do that one. Now notice this. I'm gonna say move that to new file. Anything you name it, it's just done. So I'm gonna say rm new, it is done. So now the file is deleted. The reason was a sticky bit. So there's two things you can do on a dir directory. So if I just say that here, last time I showed you on the dir1, I'm gonna just make another directory, say make dir, and then I'm going to say dir2, and again my user ID is Wahid, and then I'm having this permission, and then now I just created dir2. By default, it was not there last time. I said change mode. Plus, this time I'm gonna do with T plus T and dir2. That means set the sticky bit on dir2. And I just set sticky bit with that T. If I want to remove it, this is the second option. And you just say minus T. Now the same permission is gone. So either you do change mode 1 plus the actual permission that you want to set, or change mode with the current existent, either do a plus to add it, or sticky bit, or remove it. So the files I showed you, if 1% created, only root can just modify it, and then the owner that has created that file. That's what sticky bit is, and the entire /temp is used for that purpose. So everything that is under /temp, all of these files could have ownership either by root or by a particular user. And then that particular user and root only can modify them, other people cannot. That's what is important on sharing files inside the /temp directory, and you can see this represent that the sticky bit is set. So if the sticky bit on the other two directory that I created, which was dir1 and dir2, if I do this one, on dir1 it is set, on dir2 it is not set. What does that mean? Even though dir2 is not set, but because the parent directory is protected with a sticky bit, so if somebody is logged on as Wahid, that person can modify this one, other people cannot modify it, because the parent directory is owned by a sticky bit of that user. Root and Wahid could modify this directory, other people could not modify it. And then the other permission that I was talking to you about, Umask. So I'm gonna go back to clear screen here, cd to only /temp here, and then I'm gonna just show you on the temp. You don't have to be creating this directory on the temp. I could just go to my main directory here under Wahid directory /home/Wahid, and then clear the screen, pwd. As you can see, I'm on this host name piece, and then piece for all. And then I'm going to just basically show you how to create a directory, and then set up the Umask and how to create a file, show you the file also permission. So first, let's create a directory. Again, here I don't have a directory called new dir1. Let's just call it dir1 for short. The dir1 is not there, so I'm going to say make dir1, and then make dir2. As many directory as you want, you can create it with that command question mark, will show both of them. But one question mark meaning match any character. I could have also do a dir like this and then put an asterisk more than one character, or change this to 2 question mark. It will just match 2 characters. That's just regular expression that you could match with either matching 1 character or more character, or asterisk meaning 1 character. Those are something else, but I'm just going to discuss the Umask at this time. So we did create that directory. So ls-ld dir1 and dir2, those 2 are there, or a shorter version for it, the ls-l d dir question mark. So it covers those one. And if I just don't do the this one, I could just also do a shorter one. You can see that this is the 2 are there. And then if I just do a -d here, it just shows that there are directories here. So now we have seen this one. Let's just talk about Umask. Umask is here as 0002. So if you look at the permission of dir1, for example, or permission of the directory dir2, both of these ones have the permission of 775. meaning that the owner has read, write, execute, the group has read, write, execute, and then the others has read and dash execute, meaning the group, other people does not have a write permission. Why is that one? Because on the directory by default, as you can see here, the Umask is this 3-digit here. The first 3-digit, it says that subtract, let me put a comment here. That's how for the file creation from the Umask is used for file and directory creation. Basically, a directory is also called file on Unix. A pipe is called a file. A device is called a file. Everything is considered a file. The file system, whether it's a /10 file system or extended 4 file system or a TFS file system or whatever file system, NFS file system, Unix file system, any file system, the file manager of that system is responsible to just say how these files and directories should be controlled. So the Umask is just for the directory on Linux or Unix. It takes the 777 and subtract from it the Umask 002. And that is going to just return back 775, because 7 minus 0 is going to return 7, and 7 minus 0 again is going to return 7, and that's going to be 7 minus 2 is going to be 5. And the 775, that's the octet number. This is octal numbers, okay? And then that one is as if you're saying that, okay, read, write, execute, and read dash execute. That is basically saying the first 3 is this 3, 7, the next 3 is this. And the way this 5 is calculated, this one is saying 2 to the power of 0 plus 2 to the power of 1 plus 2 to the power of 2. And 2 to the power of 0 is 1, and then this one is not set, so 4 plus 1 is 5. These other one are all set, so 1 plus 2 plus 4, that's 7. 1 plus 2 plus 4, that's also 7. That's how the octet number returns, okay? So you understand that calculation. At this time, I'm going to, I explained that two dir 1 and dir 2, and I showed you the Umask, that's how calculated. I'm going to show you for file. That one was for, the above was for directory permission, as you can see. Directory creation and then permission. So if you don't put anything in front of this directory with the change mode, you just say change mode 777, it assumes a 0, because you saw the Umask, it had another character right here. It assumes a 0. By default, the 0 means don't just change the sticky bit, leave it to what it is. So it's going to show 775 on that one. But if you just put a 1 meaning that turn the sticky bit on. The syntax of change mode plus T in change mode minus T is basically equivalent to either using a 1 for plus T or 0 for taking it out, minus T. So that's the two ways that you can do it. Here, I'm going to do the above was directory. So this is good. Now let's do that for the file. For file creation, it is saying that 666 minus 002. This is the first 3. And then the first character here I represented for the file does not mean anything, because file permissions usually don't do sticky bit. The only one with a long time ago, when memory was limited, back in 1974, this concept was introduced for the executable. The text segment of your code would be staying on the main memory, so the swapping is done faster, and that is how it was done. So now if I do this one, that means the permission is going to be 664, which is read, write, dash, and then also read, write, dash, and then read dash dash. This is saying that the first character 6, this is a 4 plus 2, that's 6. And then dash is this is 1, since it's off, it is not going to do it. This is also 4 plus 2, and then the last one is 4, because to the power of 2 is 4. So if this one is on, you just set it like that. Now let's just do some example of tagging a file. So if I say now tag this, notice this permission should be like 6, 6, and 4. And that's what read, write, read. And if I just touch another file, no matter what I do, ls minus l greater sign, I just create a file, so say new file. If I do this and now ls minus ld, new file, even though the size of the file is no longer 0 byte, it is 47 character, because the output of this command is written to this. But the permissions of the file by default is determined based on the Umask. The Umask is subtracted from 666, and it's going to just come out with 664. By default, any file that it gets created new, it will have that permission. Okay, I hope this clarifies the understanding of sticky bit and Umask. And then for more videos, please make sure that you go to our channel and watch all these other ones, as well as subscribe it. So let me just go back to the channel. This is my channel. I would appreciate when you guys watch these videos and make some comments so I can fulfill your needs. And at the same time, please subscribe if you haven't, because you will get thousands of great videos for learning purpose. And my job is to help you with your school and your career, to enhance your career. Most likely you know a lot of stuff already, but everything that you learn from one person or another person using these free videos online is going to help you in the long term. Learning is always a great thing that you could just add on to your path of skills of learning everything. God bless you all. Take care, and make sure that be nice to everybody. Bye now. Have a nice one.